Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of Super Rugby. This is our third live stream in a row for Super Rugby fixtures. The first game, it was incredibly close. The second game, it was very one-sided. In this game now, I feel like this is a very tough game to predict for who will be able to get the win. The Brumbies are coming in as heavily the favourites, but the Fijian Drua, we know how hard they fight in games, and hopefully this one will be no different. We have got Paddy, Mr. Billy, in the chat as well, and then also Lord is there. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're excited for this upcoming fixture that we will get to see between the Brumbies and the Western Force. First of all, we will look through at the home side and at the Fijian Drua. They've got some very good players in this lineup. I'm not even going to try and say that first name. We'll go Hatit for this one. Dolakotu and Tawake as the front row. Then it is Ravasia and Manimbi as the 4 and 5. Then the loose forward trio will be Tamani, Mira, and Derialangi slotting in there at number 8. Then from there, the back line, they have got Frank Lamani as a very key player for them throughout this competition. And hopefully he does have a big game and steps up to the occasion of facing off against the Brumbies. The last time that these two sides played, it was incredibly close. Hopefully this game is going to be no different. And also we have got the Ohio. I'm all the way from, on my way to Cornwall for my Easter holidays for a week. It's going to be a close one-sided. And there's also, Paddy, also you're thinking a little bit of a combination of the two. So perhaps, what would you call a close one-sided? Maybe like a 10 points to someone. I'm excited. Hiariti Atit is a good friend, and his first start for the draw. Very proud in there, says Lord, for that one as well. But currently, yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome seeing all these guys for the Fijian Drua in action, including Tititella slotting in at number 10. No sign of Baden Kerr, no sign of actually Caleb Muntz either for this lineup. And now in the midfield, we'll quickly pull it up on my phone as well. One moment, ladies and gentlemen, we will get the technical difficulties out of the way. I was about to do the live stream or get ready for the live stream, and my whole computer crashed. So that kind of caused a little bit of a problem. But now looking through, that's going to be Samu Vorre in the midfield, Upper Salomi Vorta, then also Ravatamada out on the wing, and then Kitioni Ratu slotting in there at number 15. Then looking through now at the lineup for the Brumbies, they've got James Slipper, Billy Pollard, and it will be Koltai slotting in and the front row. Darcy Swain and Tom Hooper, they will be the locks for this game. Ed Kennedy, Luke Raymer, and Rob Valentini as the loose forward trio. Nick White, Rodney Iona as the 19, Andy Muirhead, Ire Simoni, Lena Cattell, Cameron Clark, and Tom Wright. So Tom Wright actually once again gets a slot in at fullback for this game, which is something that he did do last week. And now it's to be close to the end when one team runs away with the game. And I mean, I know one of these two sides finish matches very well, and that side is the Fijian Drua. So who knows? Maybe they might be able to do so in this one. But the Brumbies, I would say the Brumbies are going to start fast, and that is normally what we see from the Brumbies. But then saying that, if the Fijian Drua can somehow keep up with that intense play from the Brumbies, as we do get to see this one go down to the wire. But I'm looking forward to it. We're getting closer and closer to the Super Round, which is when we get to see New Zealand sides take on the Australian sides. And one of the matches that I am looking forward to the most, Moana Pacifica taking on the Fijian Drua. There's going to be plenty of very impressive Islander players in those two lineups. But we're quickly going to move this light a little bit closer. There we go. And like I mentioned, normally the games for the Fijian Drua and any game that takes place in Australia is a little bit later than it should be starting. Normally it would be a 9:45 p.m. kickoff this game. Looking like it's going to be 9:50. Like you would add, why is the Brumbies using Fiji, Drua, and Suncorp in red territory in Brisbane are not in either Canberra or Auckland? It's a very good question. So I believe it's just down to restrictions a little bit. And the Fijian Drua 50 to the 14 of the Brumbies. Tell you what, if that was to happen, it would be absolutely huge for the Fijian Drua, that is for sure. Who knows? It could happen, though. You never know with a game of rugby. We thought that the game between the Chiefs and the Blues was going to be a close one, and it just wasn't. It just well and truly went the other way. So what I'm going to also do during this one, I'm going to have the sevens up in one corner, and then in the other corner, we are going to have the other game. So pretty much at the moment, Scotland are playing Argentina. That is fighting off for a spot in the quarterfinal, and New Zealand already through to the quarterfinal, I will mention, alongside Fiji. And I believe some are also very close to making their way through to the quarterfinal, but we will keep you guys informed of that throughout this live stream, alongside all of the other information that you need to know regarding these games at 39 to 20 to the draw. And there says Paddy Wagon. And I'm hoping the vocal cord will stick around for a little bit longer. I got a hair in my mouth. That's unfortunate, but now it's not in there. So that's a lot more fortunate. But currently now just waiting for a little bit longer until this match gets underway. For me, some key players in this match, it's going to be Habosi out on that left wing. He is absolutely sensational as an individual, and also see New Zealand thrash Wales. And as I said, Petty, so yeah, we are through to the quarterfinals, and Argentina looking like they're going to be joining us. And Lennox has said, evening, Kiwi lads, waiting for the IPL. Says Lennox, who is playing tonight in the IPL? Do let me know, Lennox. And I say, Kiwi lads, I'm just having one more live stream today. Says that Brandon, also 3 done. And there's us, yeah, been a very busy man, but Argentina, they know what that means for them. In the sevens, they are going through to the next round. Currently, the Brumbies, if this game goes their way, they will actually move themselves back into first, but they're currently sitting in third after a big win for the Blues and a big win for the Crusaders. Both sides have actually been able to overtake both the Brumbies and the Reds do not have a game this week as well. I love your channel from as well. So that has got just a black flag for myself. So I assume that is more than like, okay, England. Okay. See, it's very tricky. For some reason, like, as you can see here, it just comes up as a straight, like, just black flag, which is very confusing. I don't know why they don't allow you to use the English flag. Like, I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, but it just seems to cut out, doesn't it? And I said Blues were impressive. And there's Lennox. They were indeed in Sydney. I was meant to say not Auckland. I think the Brumbies will absolutely crush Fiji Drua. What did you thought on this match? I hope they don't, but there's a chance that they will. But that's only, yeah, New Zealand destroyed Wales 43-6 or 43-5, sorry. And I mean, if we're talking about destroying, anyone see that game Fiji versus Japan? They ended up winning by about 64-0 in that game, the Flying Fijians. They've really found their stride at this stage. And Bodie is the cheat code. And Bullet, if Drua play the same way as last week and give away penalties, they will lose for sure, says Abraham. And that is a big factor. Discipline is so important here for the Flying Fijians. If they get that side of things right, I have faith that they will be able to at least keep this game close. But that's a big thing. You've got to keep it close, and the only way to do that is through your discipline. We see red cards way too often, yellow cards, and 6-4-0, that's murder. So definitely in a sevens game. So only 14 minutes worth, and they just kept on scoring and scoring and scoring in that one. But we will be covering the sevens tomorrow, including the Fijians. They are back in the sevens, and also you'll be flying. And there's says like show for that one. But yeah, the Fijian Drua, we get to see them in action here, which is going to be very exciting. Looking forward to seeing that man at number 8 for this one, which is Derialangi. I'm just looking through coming up. Spain versus Samoa is the next game that we do get to see in the super session of the sevens. That is in 11 minutes time. So we will keep you guys informed of whether or not Samoa will be qualifying for the the quarterfinals. And I believe Fiji have already qualified. And no, I don't see the Fiji game. I can't wait to see the highlights. I mean, the highlights is literally just the game. I guess they probably could have cut out too much other than just waiting for them to kick off again. And also, you've got there, well, to be honest, it was Japan. And there, as well, says Betty, although they've kept some teams close. I think they only ended up losing to the Blitz box by 20 points or something like that. And Slobberknocker match coming up. Oh, sorry, no, not the Blitz box. It would have been someone else for that one. And although management needs to rotate the players. And there as well. And also, I didn't see the Fiji game. Oh, no, I read that one. No, but hopefully this one will be an exciting game. I think for the Brumbies, a key player is going to be Rodney Iona, being that first receiver role. Really going to have to set up that backline. Same can be said for Tititella for the Fijian Drua, though. But I've only just started getting the hang of the Fijian Drua Rugby Union players. And now I've got the sevens guys. And the captain's name, I cannot say to save myself. Someone had to try and sound it out for me. I still couldn't quite get it off the tongue for that one. But I do know how to say Jerry Tawai. Nice, easy one there. And that was an embarrassing game. 3 yellow cards to the Blues, and Chiefs can't even get 1 point. Yeah, it was not an ideal one. The atmosphere, how was the feel at the ground for the Chiefs supporters? No, mum, because I assume it just didn't really feel right. How's can you doing at the Singapore Sevens? I will let you know. But we are going to be covering some of their games tomorrow, I should say, for the Kenya Sevens. So they have got an upcoming fixture actually coming relatively soon, and that is going to be up against Canada. So for that one, USA versus South Africa, I'm just going to look at their group because that will be the big one. Okay, USA is sitting on 6 points. South Africa is sitting on 6 points. They play each other. Kenya sitting on 2. So sadly, Kenya will miss out on the top 8, but they can still make their way in at a decent ranking, maybe sitting 3rd in their group, can play off for that kind of 5th to 8th, or in fact, sorry, the 9th to 12th region. Apparently, Roger is back next week. Interested to see how he goes against Sada's midfield. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game to return to, that is for sure. And also, we have got there, I just watched, one moment, it did go up a little bit. We have got from Sebastian, I just watched the Pumas versus Scotland Sevens game. The Scots ruined themselves with a yellow card at the beginning of the second half. And it was relatively close, wasn't it? Up till that point. And who do you go for? I mean, there's always a part of me that would love to see the Fijian Drua do a very nice job in this game. 150 caps for James Slipper and also Rugby HSC. Come on, Blues. Welcome into the live stream, mate. You will be very impressed with that performance. And also Japan's game lost 36-14, 38-7, and then 61-0 in that one. And also semi-final predictions: South Africa versus New Zealand and Australia versus Fiji on the 7 side of things. So yeah, currently South Africa sitting at the top of the bunch in their group alongside the USA. Also 2 wins from 2. Australia, they did have that upset. Or in fact, sorry, Samoa did end up losing to Australia, but they are still sitting in second. So as long as England don't beat Australia by more than Samoa beat Spain, Samoa are going through to the next stage. And also, I said at the end, just one try. As our thoughts were with you, Novmum. For the Quins were achieved place. A part of my soul would have faded, and also going to do a live stream for the semis and final tomorrow. I can't wait. Says a Rugby HD, and also we've got the Fijian Drua. Says a Salathene there. And he is going to be very excited for this one, that is for sure. Currently, the Fijian Drua about to make their way out into the field. I actually underestimated how late they would start this game. 9:45 p.m. kickoff, they always say. It's never that, though. 9:55 kickoff, probably even a stretch for that one. And I know, Mum, we were thinking about you, buddy, and there as well. We're indeed very frustrating, to say the least. And also, Draw will grow and adapt to Kiwi/Aussie rugby. They have the genetics. And there's, they've certainly got the potential to be able to do very good things in this competition. Like, give them 1 or 2 years, a little bit more time together. It's going to be interesting. And also, we've got a TKL embarrassing story about today. There's us, says Linux. And also, please do the 7s tomorrow. We have got the 7s coming up. So, yeah, we are going to be doing the quarterfinals, semifinals, and also a few of those building fixtures heading into those ones. So, how did the women's draw versus Brumbies go, says Mr. Billy? I'll have a look. Because I know that the women's Waratahs had a massive win. Currently now, it looks like we have still got a little bit longer before we do get to see this game get underway. Where is it? If they announced it, they might not have announced it yet. I can't find where their game was for their Super W. It seems to be missing. In fact, I think they're playing at or they were playing very recently anyway. But it's not going to tell me, unfortunately. Well, they went on for Real Sebastian and also tagged along with my mates to play club cricket. Ended up opening the batting and edge first ball to second slip. At least you were out there, though. You know, you wore down the bowlers by a little bit. And also we have got there, will we see Mr. Muppet again, says Paddy Wagon. That is a good question. And also for Real Sebastian, says Desley, and also Southern Hemisphere sides are hands down the king of sevens. And also they normally start game in Australia later than usual, says Rugby Itch. Yeah, it's never on time for some reason, like unless it's the Friday night. Friday night, they seem to get it right for some reason. But other than that, they don't. You know, it's always a bit later. The Fijian Drua, they are fired up for this game. This is a massive challenge for them. But if they win it, they get themselves back towards themselves in that top 8, which would be perfect for them. Okay, I do notice that the Blues are at top, so that is okay as long as it isn't the Crusaders. And the Ambola gave me a spray. And I told him to keep going, deserved it. And there as well says Lennox. I mean, there's the thing. I mean, I get you've got your out first ball, but like, I feel like it's when the bowlers get cocky that normally they get hit for a 6 in the next over, and then they just all go sulky. I've noticed that quite a bit when you kind of have a team that has like that fast bowler who thinks he's very special, and then if you hit him for a boundary, he just curls up in the corner. And as I say, how many Wallabies in this Brumbies team? I'd say about 10 at a guess in the starting lineup. Well, I'm James Slipper, also Darcy Swain, Rob Valentini, Nick White. Then they've also got maybe not Simoni, but Tom Wright and Len Ikatel. And what's the Blitzbox winning streak standing at? So they are currently 36 in a row. I don't know, can you read my messages? And as I said, Brandon, I will try my best. The chat is going very quick at the moment. The game has been kicked off. And now we are underway for this game between the Fijian Drua and the Brumbies. Only 22 metres out. Hi, says Amelia as well. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well and are excited for another game. And you will be buzzing, I would think, after that last one that you did see for the Rebels, being able to get the win. And Nick Berry is the GOAT ref. And there's hello, welcome in. And also bowlers who get hit for a 6. Normally bowlers are bouncing these balls, says Linux. That is very true. Yeah, it's pretty much the common response of the brain of a bowler. If you're ending up getting smacked to the boundary, bowl them a short one. That one's going out. And I'll show the case, says Jay. And the one, I think we'll get a few of those possibly today. I haven't actually translated a couple of the nice comments I got on one of the 7 live streams, but I assume it's not, hey, you're doing a great job. Cheers for doing this. I think it will be something along the lines I mean, normally it's something to do with the fact that I'm a scrawny white boy. I think I've been called quite a few times in the past, but life goes on. Going to the front there, it's going to be taken nicely, except it wasn't straight. 36 consecutive wins. I mean, it's hard talking smack about someone when they're doing so well. And there as well, says Sebastian, and also we've got their Salathenia, said Bolavanaka from Fiji. And there, so yeah, hopefully, that was not straight from Dolokotoi to get that one slightly wrong. And also, can you please give me a link? And there's us, says Brandon, the rugby and also I'm still buzzing about the Rebels win. And what makes it even sweeter is that Geelong and the Melbourne Storm won. So I almost got a clean sweep today. It's Amelia. So yeah, at the moment you're on a high with the rugby world, and also I guess we'll call rugby in general. I know that AFL is a little bit different, but we'll pack it in sport-wise. We'll go with instead. We're currently 2 minutes into this game. It seems like it's going to be quite a fast-paced one in the early stages, but the Brumbies, they're wearing the bright orange kit for this one away from home. So it's actually a home game for the Fijian Drua in this matchup, believe it or not, even though we're being played at Suncorp Stadium. Now, Nick White passes across first receiver. It was Erasamoni, now Rodney Iona. It's a nice carry forward. White goes back across. Ed Kennedy. Oh, he takes quite big contact there to the head. Now, James Slipper in his 150th cap for the Brumbies, which is absolutely incredible. Ed Kennedy is staying down a little bit. I thought it did look like some pretty heavy contact on him. I'll keep you updated with the IPL again and his boys Sunrisers fielding like Wild Chennai Super Kings to bat as well. Yeah, let me know how he goes in the end. Although I guess we'll have to wait an hour or two before we get to hear how he goes with the bat in hand. Of course, maybe he takes a catch though. And also, I say almost because the Western Sydney Wanderers finished with a 1-1 draw against the Brisbane Roar. I did see a really late last-minute goal for one of those sides. I think it was Brisbane, wasn't it? Earlier on, Valentini, he's not looking happy. When does he though? 3 minutes into the game, 0-0 between these two sides. I will mention this is actually our first of many, many live streams for the later night period of the day. So we have got Super Rugby now. Then straight after that, we are going to be going into the URC game between the not the Western Province, the Stormers, and also the Bulls. I think they're going upstairs to check Ed Kennedy's headshot here. I think someone for the Brumbies could actually, someone for the Fijian Drua could actually be in a bit of trouble with how high he was struck. But that was just me at first glance. I think that is what they're going up for here, though. But for me, as well, we've got a couple more live streams. It's going to be the Sharks versus the Lions. That is the late night live stream that we have got coming up, right? Going to be the contact on Ed Kennedy here. I mean, it's not a lot in that one, I wouldn't say. In fact, it's that little that they're still trying to work out where it was. And bang, headshot. And there, says Paddy Wagon. Right, we're going to have to see it from a different angle. I believe it is the one that did strike Ed Kennedy. I played Cricket 22 yesterday. England versus Black Cats D20 exceeded 198 bloody runs. And there as well, yeah, it sucks when you go for plenty as a bowler. Cricket game or no cricket game. Just going for more than like 5-0 always feels rough. Right, Ed Kennedy, he's charging forward. No, that's direct hit contact. That's probably going to be at least a yellow here. Unfortunately, Samu Vodre, his night might be over. And as I spend most of the day playing MLB Road to the Show, put it on easy mode to just see how many home runs I could hit in a row. Or in Road to the Show, says Amelia. Right. Someone's getting a calling over. Dirialangi, he's just saying, mate, can we let that one go? Correct to the chin or direct to the chin. That is going to be a yellow card now. And it is now going to be the yellow card for Samu Vodre. We are 3 minutes into the game and the Drua have already got themselves a card. Not ideal. And also ground conditions in there, says Mr. Billy. So we are at Suncorp Stadium for this game. So actually quite a nice crowd in the middle section, but it might be a little bit of dew later on in the game. And that one also we got there, Mr. Green or Mr. Billy Green and Garasi. And there as well, says it was a GAAs and also we got there, please. And there says Bannon and also we got the good star Drua. And there it says Paddy Wagon. So you're not the start that they would have been after. Kicking up for the touchline. And now the Brumbies are going to have themselves a 5-metre line out. But he just rode up a little bit too much. Unfortunately, connecting right on the nose. He could have broken the nose of Ed Kennedy there. But Sama Vodre, he's going to be off the field for the next 10 minutes. Just rather unfortunate for that individual. Now going to the back. Nicely taken. Billy Pollard finds his man. Rob Valentini. Now Pollard drops the head. Close to the try line, only 2 meters short now. A little bit of a counter right from the Fijian Drua. About 7 of their players went through. It's a penalty to the Brumbies, though. They were coming in from the side. Hello, me boy. And they're welcome, mate. Hope you are doing well. And currently, the Fijian Drua, 4 minutes into the game, they have got a yellow card. It was one of these centres. And currently, the World Rugby Sevens also taking effect currently, with Australia going through, I believe, to the quarterfinals at this point in time. But we will let you know throughout a little bit longer in terms of when it is going to be that we see who's playing who in the quarterfinals, all of the matchups. And you better sort out these things. What is Rugby Itch YouTube channel? It is that Rugby Itch in there as well. But we've got his link on quite a few of our lineup prediction videos from back in the day. For those ones, and also any Aussies in the chat, we've got a couple. I think Jay is probably your most common acquaintance at this stage. Nick White passing it back across. Erasimone goes to Roniona, and it's Tom Wright scores the try and does run it in for a nice easy finish. Tom Wright gets it, and now the Australian side and the Brumbies have got themselves a little bit of a lead. We'll go like this. We will go Brumbies try scorers. And that is going to be right. This could be a long day at the office for the Fijian Drua. Definitely with the fact that they did give away that yellow card early on in a situation that just didn't really require it. Like the tackle was already made. You don't need to take a guy's head off in that situation. Now, Tom Wright slides over the line as a bit of a roll as well. And that is his first try. He had the man on the outside if he really wanted to go to him, if he was feeling unselfish, but decided to go for it himself, Tom Wright, and easily ran it in. And now the Brumbies have got a 5-0 lead. One try tonight for Tom Wright. And also Drua needs to step up the discipline. And then also we've got the 8 runs first over. Now, I don't know, catch up rugby again for the Drua. It seems to be the case every single time, doesn't it, unfortunately, that they do end up conceding a try early on in the game. Not normally due to a yellow card, but just due to them getting it slightly wrong. Nick White tries to bring around. It hits the post. Nick White kicking. Who do they normally have? They normally have either Tom Banks, Noel Alessio. I guess they're missing both of those guys. Nick White, he's a bit disappointed with that one. Oi, oi, oi. And there's our lead. Now, Iorna, they just had the space on the outside. And also, what's the score like, says Delathini. The stage it is 5-0 for the Brumbies. But Fijian Drua, I think, will be able to score at least 3 tries in this game. Because when you get them in a counter-attacking position, when their back's against the wall, that is normally when the Fijian Drua are at their strongest. And they will fight hard for every little bit of space that they can create. But now, Tetetela about to kick off this one now once again for the Fijian Drua, and kicking long. And taken nicely inside of the 22 by Tom Wright, who then returns fire with the kick. It does almost bounce it into touch. A little bit of skill from Ratu. Waiting for that ball to bounce. Now Tom Wright's got him by the jersey. He's been able to drag him down currently on the halfway line. Frank Lamani going short side here. The hands of, I believe that was Rasila Sila. Now back across into the hands of Tawake. The big man at Taihea Prop. He is also very dangerous in a scrum when he gets the opportunity. They did say I went backwards there for that one. I believe that would have been possibly Mira in the midfield now trying to drive his way forward. It is going to be at number 13, Apasalomi Vota. Apasalomi. Yeah, that is how you say it. Okay, I was just making sure that I had the letters in the right place for that one. Currently now, Frank Lamani. It's a little knock on to the side. It's a good low tackle in the end, and now going to be wrestling his way forward a little bit. Haborsi, he's been a star for them in the Drua, doing their best job and cementing their place in this comp. They're a bit rough around the edges, but they're great to watch. They certainly are. Like, that's the thing. The Fijian Drua could lose a game 50-0 and you'd still get entertainment out of the way that they play the game of rugby. Luckily, we haven't had any 50-0 results yet, but at the end of the day, they always sneak themselves a try every once in a while, and that is going to be going back now for the penalty in favour of the Drua. Like there was a player down on his knee. Currently, Spain versus Samoa is about to take place for the matchup in the sevens. I will keep you guys informed about what is happening in the sevens as it does progress, because we've got one final game for all of the groups, and then it is going to be determining exactly who goes through. The moment I see you getting a little bit of attention. I've been to Nadi, Fiji about 3 times. A good laugh, the Fijians. And there, as I says, young boy Pete's protein shakes, and also Fax David says Tesla, and also I agree mostly their penalties is the big issue, and they just need to sort out some minor issues, then they're good to go. Exactly right. Like this first season, it's always going to be a little bit tricky And who's the backup kicker for the Drua? So Titatela is the first kicker. And then from there, I assume if they were to take him off the field, you're probably looking at, is Kuravuli kick? Do they have a backup kicker? I don't know. Frank Lamani, maybe? I don't think they've really got too many other options other than Titatela, because Caleb Muntz and also Baden Kerr are both out at the moment due to injury. I want to see Drua win this game, says Captain James. And yeah, they're going to have to work hard for it. But if the Drua can really keep themselves in this contest for as long as possible, they've always got a chance. Tamani taking it nicely. Now Lamani passing it off. Good attack and run forward from, it was the number 5 for this one, which was Christopher Namimbi. Well, Chris Namimbi, as he probably goes by. Now Lamani, they've got another advantage here for the Fijian Drua Rugby. Trying to pierce through a gap that was not there. It goes back, and the penalty goes the way of the Drua for offside. I was like, can you give me a link to Rugby Itch's YouTube channel? If you just search on YouTube Rugby Itch, you'll be able to find it pretty easy. As he will be the first one that pops up. And if the Drua gets a try in the first half, I'll go crazy. And yes, Tesla as well. Currently now, Titatela looks like he is going to be lining up the 3-pointer here. It was in the end number 3. So Sefo Kautai, who just didn't quite get back as quickly as he needed to, was offside. He does end up giving it away. Alrighty, matey, I'm following the Richmond Doggies game. And then, Super Kings sitting 16-0. Over's gone. If the Drua get a try in the first half, I'll go crazy. There's a chance that you are going to be going crazy then, because they do look pretty good. I'm assuming that it would be Samu Vodre as backup kicker, since he also plays fly half, despite being a utility back. So that is a very good point. And there as well, although currently, if Teller gets injured now, Samu Vodre not out on the field due to his yellow card. So you have to be careful with that discipline side of things in the later stages. Line this kick up. It's a good strike of the ball. And it's just missed away to the side for Titatela. And nothing shows up. And have you typed in Rugby Itch Rugby? Possibly, but that's going to be 6 minutes left in the first half. And Spain have just scored the opening try of their game up against Spain. So they're trying to knock Samoa out. Wait, did I just say Spain scored their first opening try against Spain? I mean, Spain scored the opening try up against Samoa. And they are trying to knock them possibly out of the sevens competition. Nick White, to have this 22 dropout here. We'll move that just over here a little bit. The microphone is slightly in the way. There we go. And hey, Amish, have you got a girlfriend yet? No, I haven't really been trying. The stage still sleeping at random hours in the day. It is literally day. And then, yeah, not doing a lot else now. It's going to be a nice backline movement here. Ravatamara trying to step his way through. And now nicely done. Vota around the side. Good leg drive. Brilliant leg drive. Few extra meters. They have been told to release at that light button. Says Lord, you heard the man. That's going to be turned over by the Brumbies now. Quick hands. That's a forward pass. Wait, flip. Knock on from Fijian Drua, they've said. And also we've got the, I've never seen Lamani and Kuravoli a kick for goal since the scrum halves as well. And there says Sammy Souza. Yeah, I think I was just basing it off the fact that Nick White currently for the Brumbies is their kicker. And he is playing for the scrum half in this match. Where's Luke's sister? And yeah, I think she's in Sri Lanka at the moment, he told me. As I said, Fiji thrashed Japan. They certainly did 61 or 64-0, I believe it was. 62-0 to the Fiji in that one. He's got no time for a girlfriend. He's busy building his career. And there as well, says Tesla. Anyone who's new, be sure to leave a like. Helps us out. As well, me and George, we've got a video session planned for Monday. I think we are going to be doing that soda stream video of us blowing up random things with a soda stream, which is not a good idea when you're going to need goggles. I think that's another try for Spain. Yes, it is. That's not good for Samoa. They're actually going to be 12-0 down up against the Spanish here. And also, we've got I think their biggest challenge, unfortunately, is whether or not their franchise can make a decent turnover. And there it says David the Mod. And I think once you put their games in Fiji, like the crowd are just going to fire up behind them. Rob Valentini running it hard at the line. He is going to be wrestled down nicely. Now, Nick White sitting in the pocket. It is going to be Noah Lolicio. It's Len Cattell with his left boot close to the touchline, just staying in the field play for Ravatamada. He's actually ended up slipping over, and also I guess you could get as in a rugby position, of course, we are talking there. Call it now, Warriors, that will beat the Roosters next week. This will be 4 in a row, and I said that they will win, mark my words. And there as well says Betty Wagon, so a bold prediction there, but maybe a confident one. That process is going to be the penalty now to the Brumbies in the breakdown. But at least it means that they will now be back, I believe, to 15 men out on the field in a very short moment. Once Hamish is rich and famous, so we have women all over the place. And there says David. Yeah, we have to see about that one. I mean, George is very keen on a Wanaka house, and he wanted to get a giant inflatable thing to put on the water. I'm calling it the Roosters to win by 40. And there's his Music Kiwi for that one. And also Kiwi lads, I don't know, Rugby Edge shows up. And there as well says Brandon. So I do recommend checking out one of the All Blacks live streams or one of the All Blacks prediction videos that we have done with Rugby Edge in the past, because his link is in the description, so you will be able to find it there. Currently now it is going to be Billy Pollard. Throws it to the back. Come back across Nick White now, passing it out the back line. It is going to be now. Nice back line. No, Tom Wright doesn't take it too cleanly. And Wanaka House won't be cheap. Nah, he's always aimed high, George. You're looking at least $1 million, which we do not have anywhere near it. Draw back to 15 players now. They certainly are. And also we've got there, he don't know how to use them anyways. Or he don't know how to use them anyways. And there says Jay Forsyth, I just borrow some of Aiden's woman. And there says Jay. Also, mark my words, says Music Kiwi. So he's saying that the Roosters are going to beat the Warriors by 40. That would be unfortunate for them, wouldn't it? Currently, Samoa slightly back into the contest now, up against Spain. Now only down by the 9 points. And also I got in 3 in a row, so I'm confident. And there as well says Paddy. Currently now going down in the front row. And also maybe if all the Kiwi lads put all their money in, we probably can rent a house there for like a week or two. Wanaka's pretty expensive. Oh, at least 2 million, you mean? Yeah, that's the thing. House prices are continuing to go up because of material costs, aren't they? So I don't know whether or not you could convince all 4 of the lads to move to Wanaka, like in a massive lad pad, as we could call it. Frank Lamani, kick partially charged down by Nick White, and Rodney Iona has been able to grab that one. And don't you go out in public and wonder how these ugly ass people are in relationship when I'm so much better? No, I don't normally judge people like that. You know, each to their own. Like at the end of the day, some people see like deeper than just what's on the outside. And I know that people will be like, oh, that's so cliche, shut up. But no, there is those cases around. But currently now, Brumbies. Once again, I got this one. Kiwi lads pad. And there's also says Nick White going short ball. Rodney Iona almost able to pierce his way through 10 meters out. Nick White going back across, a big crowd in the stadium. Not a huge one, but then saying that, like Suncorp Stadium is absolutely huge anyway. And also it's about what's in the inside that matters in the relationship, says Tesla. That one are currently now 3 blue offside. And guess who's back again? Fergie's back. Tell your friends in there as well, says Gareth. Welcome back, mate. You are doing well. And hope you're excited for the 2 games of the URC. Who are you picking to win those 2 games? Do let me know about Rodney Iona. Now out to Rob Valentini. So unable to go forward. And also we've got there who? And there Fergie, isn't like Ferguson? No, maybe. No, maybe not. Currently now it's going to be a gifted 3 points here for the Brumbies if they want it, but I don't know if they want it. I think they might decide to go for the corner here and see if they can really ramp up a few more points on the board now. Nick White passing it off to James Slipper just a little bit too short. And also, so if you're in a relationship, all that matters is what's inside you. As well says Music Kiwi. Or normally it helps you get into a relationship type thing. Feel like this is going to become a very deep conversation. Oron Petty is very smiley at the moment like that. That's not how I smile in pictures, I swear. Currently now, Samoa have scored again. They're fighting back in their game up against Spain. Ooh, a relationship. And there as well says Petty. Yeah, that fun word that starts with R. Rare occurrence for the Kiwi lads, or at least 2 of us anyway. So we are too busy working and sitting in the lounge. You tell who one of them is. But currently now off the back, Billy Pollard. Just a couple meters out, Nick White. Now across to Samori Iona. A little overlap there from Andy Muir at that strike time. And I will be in the corner. Cam Clark scores it. Sorry, I just want to know what it's like. And as I says, Music Kiwi for that one. But that is going to be very nicely done by the Brumbies. And once again, I'm going to have to add another try for them. They are doing well at the moment here for the Brumbies. We will go like this. Clark, he is without that one, and it was in the 18th minute yeah, for Cam Clark to score the try. But yeah, like I mentioned, after this game, we are going to have a couple more that are going to be taking place. We have got the URC games and then possibly the Champions Cup, wins the Bledisloe Cup. I believe it starts about September, somewhere, or maybe August, actually, sorry, kind of around that August. And relationships don't last longer than 10 years. People change and grow. And what makes you love each other in the beginning, unfortunately, changes. And it's so weird that I have a trash taste in music. Or is it weird that I have a trash taste in music? I mean, we've all got our ones that, like, if anyone else listened to it, they would just hate it. Overall, I know George has got a couple interesting ones, and also 14 to 12 to Spain over Samoa at halftime. So, yeah, pretty close game at the moment, but it seems like Samoa just starting to take that momentum. Nick White lines up the kick, strikes it very nicely, does get it over, and now the score is going to be 12 points to the Brumbies and 10 to 12 points to the Brumbies, 0. Did that go over for Nick White? I don't think, yes, now they have added it. And there we go, what songs you listen to. Hello and happiness, I suppose. And there says David, well, they want to come on the Drua, says Lord. Currently, Nick White is doing not too badly as the number 9 for this match. I actually I took some of you guys' advice. I had like a lemon thing. It was like a thing for your throat to stop you from getting a sore throat. But it was really weird because it half by numbed my tongue. So I was worried that I was going to be talking in the live stream with like feeling like I had a massive tongue in my mouth. But it hasn't really helped in terms of making the voice come back or making it any less painful, even though it's not really painful at the moment. It's all good. I've been listening to Love Shack in there as well. And also, Drew, definitely need a couple touch-ups despite early days from the Brumbies in the lead. And it's what you like. Everyone has different taste and what they listen to. It's Patty, but currently now going to be a big run forward. Lemon Water, Mr. Fancy Pants. No, it was just like a little tablet thing. That's actually just plain water. Islanders finally get their first win. They did. And it was nicely done. And now Moana Pacifica, they are actually going to have themselves another matchup on Tuesday. Oh, Spain might have just scored. Now, Mira on the halfway line there. And also, guys, I had an Aqua CD in my younger years. I listened to bands like Set It Off and The Score. The Score's a good band. And also very much modern day rock and alternative indie music and a few songs from the Version River soundtrack. That's going to, I think that stayed just on the wrong side of the touchline there. It's Nick White, the number 1 halfback for the Wallabies. He's one of them. It's probably Nick White, Tate McDermott, and I think the other that they'd have at the moment is either Jake Gordon or Joe Powell. One of those two. And Lemon Water has helped me a lot when I was under the weather. There's RC 77, and what's the highlight so far? I would say a highlight so far was probably that Brumbies try. Other than that, though, the Fijians, I feel like in 5 minutes' time or something, they will have a decent one. And I was saying, Amelia, you ever listen to music, Kiwi music? And there's and also we've got the awesome, says David the Mod there as well. Currently still going to be available for the Brumbies. Rob Valentini kicks and play 5 made so far for the Brumbies. And one of which of the Druas ones were actually the mistake that's gone out. Oh, that was taken back. So it's going right back now to the 22. Have you had your dinner, lad? I have not really at this stage. So dinner probably will come in between 2 of the other live streams at some stage. And then after that, we are back into another live stream or 2, depending on how it goes. But my dinner will probably be a late or an early breakfast because I will end up sleeping throughout some of tomorrow unless I end up in the situation of staying up all night. But I did wake up relatively early today, so I would have been up for like 30-something hours if I do end up doing that, which would be a bit long, I would think. Wait a minute, Amelia, are you single? There's us, says Music Kiwi. Currently, Samoa, it looks like they're going to get themselves another try up against Spain. That's once again not straight. Dolakoto just hasn't quite worked out that one. He's an owl in there as well, says Paddy Wagon. And also we've got the Tira Na Marie. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Got a few emojis there. Music Kiwi, are you related to Aiden in the score? Says Gareth currently in that Samoa versus Spain game. Samoa have just taken themselves the lead, but I will keep you updated on that as soon as we see whether or not the conversion did end up going over. For they won a lot of songs by set off. I have a message behind it as possible just to pick one song and say it's my favorite. And also we've got the any girls in the chat. I feel like that's just like the perfect like example of what it used to be like on like public chat rooms and stuff. Like in any game that has global chat, there's always like that question. It's probably Aiden on another account, and their line out struggling the draw again. It certainly is in a lot of songs. I know I read that one. And there's but currently now the scrum feed. It was a good one from the Brumbies. Now I was told that I wasn't allowed to actually mention. I wasn't allowed to yawn during this. And what's the time in game, Hamish? I want to see how delayed I am. So currently in the game, it is sitting at 24:53 now. And don't tell anyone, but I'm on my dad's bedroom. I'm not allowed, but he's working in there. Okay, well, don't blame the Kiwi lads for any punishment that may come your way. We are not responsible for anyone's time zones or anything along those lines when it comes to bedtime. Thank you. Here we go. That was my little disclaimer at the start. Andy Muirhead got this one down the wing now for the Brumbies. Trying to step back on the inside a little bit. Okay, 15 seconds behind, not bad. And there says Tesla for that one as well. Yeah, because I'm on Sky Go, so I think it sometimes affects it a little bit. And also we've got there, I know girls in the chat get some warm apple pie in there as well. Of course, American Pie, I should say. A little bit of a classic movie, a little bit of comedy in there. In your opinion, is the loss of South Africa sides diminished the quality of Super Rugby? I mean, it just doesn't feel the same without them type thing. Like, I think they're going to try and grow and like kind of add in maybe a few more Pacific Island Japanese teams and whatnot, but it's just like the URC are very lucky to have those South African sides. Right, E. Kennedy's going off the field now, I believe, for an HIA, which he possibly should have had a long time ago because he did take a head knock quite some time ago in Aussie cricket. Neil Wagner. And there was another thing I like to Set It Off is that I can ask people if they've heard of them, and they usually say no, so I get to introduce them to Set It Off. And there's says Amelia. Currently, that one's gone into touch for the Fijian Drua. I think Nick White, as a good halfback doesn't shut up, still talking to the referee, just about everything. I'm going to blame you, Kiwi lads. If it wasn't for you, this wouldn't happen. That is true, actually. So I guess make sure you got like a different tab of YouTube open, and then you can blame them instead. Life advice. I was one out of the Chiefs and the Blues. The Blues ended up winning that game. I believe the end score was 25-0. Sorry, anyone who doesn't know the score of that game. Although if you are a Chiefs fan, I just saved you 80 minutes of just pure frustration. And South Africa may weaken them intentionally or internationally. And there's Aussie Cricket in the chat. You blocked me. All good. And also they just need to line out right the Drua. Yeah, it's gone wrong about 3 times so far throughout this matchup for the early stages of the match for the Drua. Samoa with 3 minutes left, currently sitting 19 points to 14 up over the Spanish. And this is looking like a very good attacking opportunity for them, possibly once again. Possession currently, the Drua has actually had more of it in this game, 54%. And then the territory is 63% in favour of the Fijian Drua. Scoreboard does not say so, though. I will mention. Currently now, Frank Lamani passing across. Big contact there. Ravatamana still stolen straight away, from Luke Rama. Flicks it out the back. That is an incredible offload. Now Andy Muirhead, it's out on the full. Everyone doesn't know where the touchline is at this point in time. It's happened quite a few times. Andy Muirhead, but disappointed. Also, Sam Amelia, still don't answer my question if you says he's a Kiwi. I mean, to be fair, he's persistent. You got to give him that, I guess. Luke Rama was able to get a great turnover. Just got straight in there, and JA's. I can tell, people block you in the chat so you can't read their messages? Pretty much, yeah. And also, she isn't. And this is Betty Wigan. Well, that one's currently now Dolakoto. And be lining up. This throw goes to the back, taken nicely. And now Lamani going across 40 metres out here for the Drua. And they just need a way through. And also, we've got there a kind of stalkerish too. And what? There's music Kiwi. Currently now the Fijian Drua, they still got the ball. James Slipper staying down for a little bit longer. Of course, 150 games in Super Rugby can slowly get that. And also we have got I'm not answering that. People that were here for the rules game last night know the answer. They do indeed. Yeah, Music Kiwi, if you want to know the answers to that, you've got to end up watching a few more of the live streams. Also, you're all funny jokers. And there's Says Terra Marie. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. And also we've got the A loss. This is Music Kiwi. And also we've got the Don't Mince Your Words. And there it says it was. Oh, that's a try to Samoa. Right. I'm sorry I am bouncing between the two games, but Samoa now will be through to the quarterfinals of the sevens, which is pretty awesome. Taken nicely by the Fijian Drua up to the halfway line. They just haven't quite been able to make their way through. It is now going to be Ratu at number 15. Lamani goes across once again. It will be big Mira. Just, it's something's missing for the Drua. They've kicked that one in behind aimlessly. And that one now is going to be going down field. 50-22 attempt this time. It's curling. It's a 50-22. And there as well. And that is a very nice kick by Andy Muirhead. I guess you could argue writing is wrong from the last time that he did end up kicking it down there. But there's just, I don't know, something's not working for Fiji Drua at the moment. And I don't know whether or not it's the positioning of their side, but also the line break just doesn't seem like it's quite coming. I know that the Brumbies defence is normally very strong, but it just seems like it's not quite happening for them at this current point. Now, it is going to be there. So I'm not missing chats. People just can't, or just think I'm and there's, maybe. No, surely not. Maybe depending on whether you got live chat or all chat, I think it is. And also we've got the A's in grade 6. They also accept loss. And there, as I says, Jay's now going across the back line. It is going to be in the middle. Samu Vorre now looking for the pass on the outside. Alborsi, he's a brilliant player and definitely an upcoming Fijian international bats. The Fiji England now only need to win by over 40 points. And there's up against Australia. Easy, light work. That one. And I believe if that is the case, would that mean, oh no, they would still go over, wouldn't they, for Australia? And that one. Currently, Samu Vorre almost stolen. It's a penalty now to the Fijian Drua, and also Fijian Drua too much cover. And then as Alice says, I'm sorry about mispronouncing your name every time. Tirana Marie. I'll try my best to remember that. Tirana Marie. It's kind of how I do the Fijian names in my lineup videos. I always try and sound them out and then say them. It normally takes about 20 attempts. As I give you that, a good comeback. And now, as I says, it was from Gareth. Currently now, Dolakoto. Okay, 3 bad lineouts so far from the Fijian Drua. Throw it to the middle. Yes, Darcy Swain's very good at turning the ball over, but please do it. Nicely done by the Fijian Drua. Yep, too much cover, and now they're all stoned and chilled out, says Tesla. Now driving their way forward nicely. That's a great leg drive from the number 13 in this one for Upper Salome Vorta. And now it spits out the back. Nick White steals it. Now going for the kick in behind. It's looking towards the touchline. It's slowly curling. The Fijian Drua only 5 meters out from their line. And that's going to be nicely done by the Brumbies, defending well. Only a few meters out from their line now. And the Fijian Drua, it's a knock on. It's kicked forward. And that is going to be going back for the scrums. Drua seems to be in the same rotation or same situation as Moana Pacifica, where rotational changes and adjustments are like hit and miss with the combinations. And I saw Fijian Drua Rugby team at the Gold Coast Airport, Queensland. Nice. You would have gone to see maybe a few of them. Did they look concentrated? Did they look determined for this one? And also we've got the how you know, out of curiosity. And there as well. And also I have how much more rugby live streams more today. So we have still got, after this one, we've got the URC game between the Stormers and the Bulls. Then after that one, we've got the game between the Sharks and the Lions for the URC. And then after that one, we might have the game between the Exeter Chiefs and Munster. So we've still got another three more live streams after this. We've probably got another 7 hours or so of them. And also, I had to look up how to spell it. Says Music Kiwi. You're not supposed to tell people that. Music Kiwi, that gives it away. And also, I've got the my wild guess is that the Drua coaching staff are working on the combinations and rotational changes with players being rested. And there, because Caleb Muntz, Baden Kerr, both players out at this current point in time. And a few of the forwards, I mean, Nagusa, he's out because he got a red card, unfortunately. And also, when's the Fury versus White fight on? Not actually too sure. What was his last fight? It was Deontay Wilder, wasn't it? That was a couple months ago. So he might be getting close to another one. Also, I noticed one week ago, they were listening to music near an old man in this as well. There you go. Did that old man enjoy the music? Hopefully he did. Right now it's going to be almost a little knockback ball. Yes, the Fijian Drua have turned it over. I don't get why any would want OnlyFans anyway. As I says, Amelia close to the touchline, throwing it on the inside. It's going to be nicely taken by Rodney Iona, foot and touch. And when will Caleb Clark be back? Another 2 weeks till he is able to come back for that one. So yeah, flying knee to the face. Now, why would I have that? And there's his music here. Yeah, he is actually quite young. Gareth, so be careful what you say. But now, it's knocked on by Dolokoto. Taken back here. It was Rory Scott. Now Pollard. At the moment, the Brumbies, they don't seem too troubled. And also, we've got that. At least I know Kerr is technically injured. And there's Ase Semisosa. Now, this stage going to be passing it back across to Nick White. And also know they had headphones on. There's Ase's Aussie cricket. Now, Nick White passing it back. I mean, I remember can you actually, I don't know whether you can do this or not. Can you have multiple Bluetooth devices, like a hub, so that you can all listen to the same song, like a silent disco type arrangement? Or is that not something that has been invented? Because if it hasn't, I wonder why. But probably because Spotify exists. And also which music instruments you can play with expertise. None at all. With expertise, I'm all right at drums, and I can play a little bit of guitar, but nothing to the expert standard. Isaac's very good on the guitar. I'd have to call him. Expert is very strong, like Jimi Hendrix expert. Like Isaac, probably if you go an expert for Jimi Hendrix, probably a pro for Isaac, I'd say. He's pretty good. Wickhands, there from the back line. Now Rory Scott having a big run at the line of months has been arrested, not injured, and Nagusa's out with that high tackle issue. Lena Cattell staying down currently, mate of mine. I lost a bit answered by Nico Cardo's OnlyFans. And I swear he was vomiting for day. And there as well, Muirhead close. Just a metre short. Nick White, who's his favourite player, gives it off to Rodney Iona. He's his favourite player because he wants him to score the try. Rory Scott doesn't care who Nick White's favourite player is. He's going to try and score it anyway. That's how you know. Right, who does Nick White go to? He actually allows Darcy Swain to have a go at this one. Pops it up. It's been dropped by Billy Pollard. Uh-oh. And also, it's not only for girls, And as I says, Gareth, and also we've got there in the triangle says Jay, and also Bro, and there it says Amelia. She is a very avid Fijian Drua supporter. I was a little bit worried she might flip over the rail there for a second. Currently, England versus Australia. It is the next game. So what do you say, Sebastian? England by about 40-something to be able to get themselves through to the next round. Doable. Maybe. And also we're going to come on, Drua, says Mr. Billy. Well, that one, and currently the Fijian Drua, in their credit, they have still kept this one within the 12 points. It could have been a lot worse. They did get a couple pretty quickly. And awesome work tonight, matey, as I says, young boy Pete. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate you. And we've got plenty more coming up tonight. And tomorrow we've got the sevens that will be taking place in the near future. That is going to be tomorrow alongside some Champions Cup. We want to do the Quins game. We want to do the Leicester game. And we've always will not want to, but we will want to. And I'm a Royals fan. I'll be till the day I die and go to Drua. And there, no age, you call me Seb. And there, as I said, Betty Wagon. Seb earlier on, I think, mentioned about the fact that England only need a 40-point win, I believe. And I was like, what a save. And there, as I says, but currently now, 37 minutes through. It's actually flying by. And also we've got there, by the way, I'm going to WrestleMania next year. I can't wait. So that's going to be in LA, isn't it? And come on, Drew, don't do a Chiefs quack. And there, as I says, Lord. And I was like, Drew, I just given away freebies with loose balls and are not looking after possession properly. So yeah, a lot of mistakes for the Fijian Drua. Just little ones that kind of all add up to big mistakes, if that makes sense. They're doing all right, but it's not good at the same time. Also, you got there buy yourself a coffee, my boy. Finchie on fire the other night. Yeah, Finch, he's a good old boy, isn't he? He's actually, that's the thing. A lot of people were questioning whether or not he has got themselves the opportunity of being able to, I guess, be part of the T20 International for the World Cup. That was a weird sentence. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that performance. An off-topic favourite Australian tradition. Tradition. Easter because of the chocolate. Is that the right answer? Probably not. And I was like, wait, Amelia, how can you support the Rebels? Is it me? Well, it was me who said they need over 40.1. Okay, I do apologise for that one then, but they certainly do need that much. Just assume Sid Sebastian is the Englishman. That's going to be the try for Australia now. I remember WrestleMania 4. And there says David the Mind. Yes, some classic WrestleManias over the last while. We have got a donation from young boy Pete's Protein Shakes. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated there. I'm going to quickly go like this, and I will be able to see exactly what it is. Because for some reason it doesn't show me. And yes, you read my mind. And there's says Aussie Cricket for that one. We'll go back, and we will go like this. There we go. And also we got there, I was a joke, the Snake, or Jake the Snake fan, sorry, in there. Now Nick White passing it back across. Oh, Rodney Ionis put it down this time. It's a double knock on, and they are going to be going back for the initial one. And we need Mr. Beast on the stream. And there it says Music Kiwi. It'd be a bit hectic, wouldn't it? But that little emoji type thing that was sent through that just says super sticker, it was one that said, keep it up with a few barbells. I feel weird at describing it because you guys can probably see it, can't you? I think I'm the only one who can't see it. And sending Kiwi prisoners back who've lived 99.9% of lives in Aussie. That's a tradition as well. Says David the Modern Aussie WrestleMania 3 and 20 were the best. And Drua need to slow down a bit without being too adventurous with the quick taps. And because I'm an Aussie and I've supported the Rebels since they first came to the Super Rugby and will never stop supporting the Rebels. And there it says Amelia as well. We're going to go like this. Go like this as well. There we go. And, okay. Another try for Australia. That's not ideal for England. Move that like that. There we go. Right, Lamani's got that ball at the back. Now, it will be Samu Vorre. Anyone here have Mr. Beast's phone number? I want the cash in there. And while Amelia keeps supporting, maybe they can win the comp in 2,300. And there as well. Currently now still going to be available for Frank Lamani. Passing across the Dollar Cotto. Wrestled down a good tackle by Rory Scott and Peter Dutton. Our immigration minister is just another stooge. And then also we're going to support says Betty Wagon. That is actually the siren that we can hear now. So it does mean that we are sitting halfway through Aussie tradition, thinking people around the world like them, but we just think they funny sounding pommies here as well. Says Gareth and Aussie we're there. The Canes are woo. Now breaking the line here. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Goes off to Lamani as a bit of a juggle. Pops it back on the inside. Stolen by Tom Roddy. Kicks it straight into touch. And now that is going to be halftime. And that is going to be the end of the first half. The Fijian Drua, that was probably the most promising run. And also there are too many viewers here for Mr. Beast to jump on the stream. And also, in my opinion, one of the greatest WrestleMania moments was with Seth, or when Seth cashed in at WrestleMania 31. And how about when Undertaker's streak ended? And there says Music Kiwi there. And the Canes woo as well. Canes, I mean, if that's the case, you and Paddy, you'll get along just fine. Everyone get off chat. We want Mr. Beast now. And there, and also we're going to hello again, welcome in for that one. But currently 12-0 to the Brumbies. So a bit of an anti-climax, I guess you would call it, for halftime, because it started so quick and then it just didn't finish so quick at this stage. Now, they're saying that the Fijian Drua score more of their tries in the second half. It's about 3 Hulk Hogan defeated Andre the Giant. Says David the Mod there. But halftime now between these two sides. It's a close one for the most part. I'm going to quickly go like this while we are waiting at halftime. I'm actually going to do a little bit of preparation for something alongside it for one of the live streams a little bit later on, which is going to be that matchup between the two URC sides. And I've been taking a streak ended despite being petrified of him as a kid. As I got older, I looked at Undertaker as a role model. And there's damn Drua had a lot of missed opportunities. And they're probably also very lucky to only be down by the 12, you'd have to argue, because at times it looked a little bit shaky for them, unfortunately. But they're working hard now to try and improve the second half. A moment, we're going to go like this. We're going to get some stats up for this game. And also, I almost had one, or I almost had won the draw, but still not too bad with our halftime score. Byrne having some very stern words at the break might get to wake them up and be on target with their passes on attack. And Undertaker is the best of all time. He certainly is in there. And the fact that he's done it for so long as well, I feel like just puts him a little bit above everyone else. Like, he's been around for 30 years. I'm not 30. 30 years. That's a long time. That's more than I am. That was almost a sentence once again. I just rhyme words. I hope that they make sense. No, we will go like this. And we will go like this once again. And also, Stone Cold is the best WWE actor. Now, question, ladies and gentlemen, what do we think of that Stone Cold stunner on Vince McMahon at WrestleMania? Probably wasn't the smoothest one we've ever seen. And Samoa are in the playoffs. They certainly are. And how old are you, Hamish? I am 22, believe it or not. I know I look about 80, but I am actually younger by a little bit. Brock Lesnar, guy says, Desley, one of my things about wrestling is when I got to see Taker and Triple H at the MCG back in 2018. So a little salty about his losing to Triple H, but I'll never forget that night. And there as well, says Amelia. And yeah, it's one of those ones you make your little memories from, like, watching things. Was that English? Kind of, not really. I actually went to Auckland to watch one of the first kind of WWE shows that I had seen. Well, actually, the only show that I had seen as well for that one. I was over there. He looks 16 when he shaves. And this is Jay and also, let me guess, you're 23 years old, close. Almost 23. And Eddie Guerrero, what a performer. And the Kiwi lads, the Kiwi teams next week will really expose the draw, starting with the Blues. If I'm not mistaken, says Sammy Souza. So, yeah, it is going to be on about is it the 16th or next week after that we do get to see the two sides collide for some exciting rugby. Do love a bit of the excitement. Currently, I am just quickly going like this and like this. So, Australia halftime are sitting on 19-0 at the moment. And also, I was meant to go to the WWE event in 2019, but it keeps getting cancelled. And there says Music Kiwi for there. You go like this and like this. If anyone's wondering what I am up to, a whole heap of nothing, really. I'm just moving things around on the PC so that it is going to be hopefully running smoothly. We did have a crash earlier on the live stream, or actually just after the live stream, it all went down. So I'm hoping if I move this stuff, it will keep on going for the rest of the night. If not, then I'd be sad, and that's not good. They're just showing me that fridge ad again. I really want that fridge that makes round ice. I don't know why. I don't know what to use it for. I don't even eat ice as it is, or drink ice as it is, or let ice consume my beverage as it is. But like, just having one that would, like, just knowing that you could make a ball of ice would just be very exhilarating stuff. You know, you get an adrenaline rush. And got the matchups for tomorrow's quarterfinals for the Sevens. I think they have still got a couple more matches to go, but after they have done those two, I will let you know exactly who is going to be qualifying and what position for that one as well. But they are currently almost back for the rugby. They might actually be early today, which will be quite nice, as there is normally quite a long break that we do get to see. Okay, first home game is April 30th for the Fijian Drua, for anyone who is wondering about that. Hamish, have you played RuneScape? I did used to play it back in the day a little bit. And also my brother kept, dragging my mum, to the toilet that night because I've actually missed the part where Roman speared Braun through the barricade. And also half those wrestlers from the 90s are dead now. That is true. And even the ones from later than the 90s and the 80s. And also, I remember Hunter Hearst Helmsley getting a Ric Flair woo out of the ring on his Royal Rumble debut. There you go. But we will quickly, I'll check to see whether or not they have got those now all done. I believe there's still a couple more matches of the Sevens. And yo, RuneScape. And there as well, says Penny Wagon on that one as well. And also, who looks 16? Says Gareth. I think he was talking about me when I shave, which is quite a compliment. I'll take it because I don't know whether or not 16's the age I'd say that I feel like I could pass for a 30-year-old at the same time as passing for like an 18-year-old. It's got one of those faces that you don't quite know I was about to say what's wrong with it, but that's not the way to word it. But you don't quite know how old I am. Although someone did guess 23, and the RuneScape is a great game that I need to start playing, and maybe we start a Kiwi Lads RuneScape server. See how it goes. Okay, they're just saying about the fact that Noel Alessio is out due to injury, I believe. So that is why he is not going to be there. Whoopsies. I did a breaking thing. I'm quite quiet during this halftime break, ladies and gentlemen, just because I'm currently making sure that everything is going smoothly. I feel like I want to do it after the live stream, but I don't think there will be the time to in between this next one. So hopefully you guys don't mind too much of me just sitting here awkwardly clicking as well. But yeah, at this stage, if this is done now, look, I feel like I'm a parent. If I get this done now, then we don't have to worry about it later. Also, what's up with the Chiefs? Getting a lot of these 0 earlier time for Kane Retallick to walk the dog, for Gatlin to move along. Go coach the Pommies as well, says Morse, although Brody Retallick was not playing in that game. And on 13 says Aussie Cricket there, or 2007 says Stetzler. And also it's dope, so nostalgic. I used to play it when I was like 10 in 2006. And now, mate, you won't pass this 30. You still look hopeful. Cheers. And also my husband looks really young when he shaves. It was a shock when he first clean shaven. I think it was about 10 years after we had been together in that one. So yeah, I guess at this stage, as long as I don't look completely, I guess it's the thing though. I don't think I really mind if I look older. Like even if I look old, like I feel like it's just one of those ones that like everyone's going to age anyway. So just do it like the way you would age, you don't want to try and change too much. All right. I don't think I'd ever get my face like redone that I know of. Also, we got there. Not mum, aren't you a boy? No, not mum is a female in that one. We'll go like this. Here we go. Right, everything is sorted, I believe. And it should all run smoothly now. And also, we've got the Aussie cricket looks sideways. In fact, Sammy, this, and also come super round. I'm obviously be back in all the Aussie sides across the 3 days. And then also, Hamish, you the man, Steven Seagal, main guy in the movie. Steven Seagal, main guy in the movie. What else is he in? He's in Muppet Show? No. What's he in? Steven Seagal. He's been in quite a few things, actually. He's got quite the resume, that man. 12 points to 0 currently. This game is actually a little bit closer than I anticipated, but just a little bit. Not by a lot, but just a little bit. I thought when we saw that early yellow card, we were going to see a lot more tries coming against the Brumbies. Well, they're done nicely. And also, they're under siege. And there's also what's happening in the locker rooms. Not sure. We don't actually get to see it over here. We actually end up seeing ads. Like, we got, like, ute ads at the moment, which I guess is useful if you're buying a ute. But I am not planning on buying a ute at this stage. So I'm pretty much just clicking random other things, finding some stats to do with the sevens, as that is just around the corner. Geez, Melbourne victory beating Melbourne City 3-0. That is actually not supposed to be happening, I don't believe. But England, they are losing to Australia 26-0 at this point in time. And also I'm still salty that I can't go watch Martin Henderson's new movie. The good thing is, though, I have friends go see it with me and blatantly spoil it for me. And there as well. Yeah, that's the worst thing. When you get to a, like, theatre or something, like we had a random kid in one of the theatres here who, like, it was Johnny English Reborn, and he had obviously seen it, so he was just shouting out to everyone, shush, watch this part, this is a good part. And everyone was sitting in there going, what's in those bloody M&Ms that kid's been on? Because they certainly weren't. I guess he wasn't a very calm individual. But I think he used to be on my cricket team. He's actually, I think he's a nice guy. He just got a bit too excited at Johnny English. But who doesn't get excited at Johnny English? Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Can I get an oh yes in the chat? Also, maybe it's telling you that you shouldn't be buying a ute. That could be the case. Maybe it's like, hang on, the finances don't actually allow for any utes to be purchased at this stage. What did I just hear? There's a movie being advertised. And I was like, what are you? Are you just living inside of me? What is going on? And that one, I have no idea what is happening there, but a different one. Oh, this is a question for you guys. Movie coming up soon. Which one are you most excited to see? If you had to pick one movie, what is one that I should be looking forward to / that you are looking forward to being able to witness? For yourself, do let me know. I'm still worried that this is going to crash again, which is why I haven't really taken my eyes off this other screen at this point in time. But luckily, it is still halftime, so there's no worries there. And we are going to be just waiting for the second half to get back underway for this fixture. And also, we've got to wait. Your country actually checks your age. And that's only because it's R-rated and I have to wait another few months to watch it. Also, if you go to the movie theater, they do get your ID if you're young. Like, they're pretty much like, are you old enough to see this movie? And, of course, everyone goes, yep. And then they're like, right, okay, have you got any form of ID? No. Well, no, yeah, sorry, you can't see it. That's normally how the conversation goes. You feel like a boss, though, when you pull up in the whip and they're like, ID, and you're like, yeah, I'll just show you my driver's license. Also, because the film is R-rated, called X, and it's set in 1979, and it's like a group of people going to elderly couples' farm to shoot an adult film. And when the elderly couple finds out, it turns to heck in there as well. And also, we've got Australia are thrashing England. It's 33-0, says Betty. Yeah, it's not looking too well. Shrek 5, is that coming out? They actually got a Shrek 5. Well, they're probably at about Shrek 8 by now, haven't they, with all the Christmas specials and whatnot. But I'd be keen on Shrek 5. I wouldn't mind watching another Shrek. Right, the Fijians. We can hear them singing along. Moment. So I believe if they're singing, that means we're probably still another minute or two away from the second half getting underway. Good singing. I'll give them that. Also, we've got to wait for or for real, the movie Chicken Age, yeah. So pretty much if you want to go to an not an under 18, that's like an under 18 disco, isn't it? But if you're going for an over 18 movie, you do have to show proof that you are over 18 or just look really old. It's the other way of doing it. If you're under 18 and you get proven that you're under 18, I think you're allowed to go to it if you're 16, but you're with an adult or something along those lines. I think there's some sort of rule that's like, as long as you're accompanied by an adult, you're allowed it a little bit more, but not by much. I think they've still got the rules of you're not really allowed to go through unless you are of age for that one. And also we have got there, here's Bandwagon Bus. I'm a Kiwi in there. And also we have got there, Shrek is the best movie. It's a very good one. And it's one for the whole family because at the end of the day, you don't need to be a child. In fact, it's probably best that you're not a child if you want to understand the sexual innuendos that go on in Shrek. It's just as much for the adults as it is for the children. Currently, I can tell you some of the teams in the quarterfinal, but they aren't all confirmed as of yet. But the teams that they have got as through to the quarterfinal is Argentina, Fiji, New Zealand, and Ireland. Although I believe there are still a couple more teams that do need to make their way in. When's that new Top movie coming out? Ooh, I think that's getting relatively close as well, isn't it? Right. I can still hear the Fijians singing, which makes me think that they're still probably a little bit away from getting to make their way out onto the field. Although now I hear the crowd, so that gives me hope. I believe we will be all right now. The second half is going to be underway, and it is going to be hopefully just as exciting, if not more exciting than the first half, because we didn't really get to see too much in that first half between the two sides. But the Brumbies, they are back underway now. And they have got themselves positioned. We have got their G's, some old balls here. Petty probably 60 going on 70. No, Petty's only like 20-something overall. And also we have got their Australia just won 40-0 over England. Hopefully tomorrow all ages or all goes well. And the first movie I watched was Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. And that's because I had seen the stage production all over YouTube. And I'm assuming the fans are singing. They are indeed. It's a beautiful atmosphere for the Fijian Drua, and it's going to be even more awesome when we get to see it in Suva, which is going to be not too far away. Hello, Mumsy. All right. What you up to? Fijian Drua versus the Brumbies. No.
They stuffed it up just before the half time, didn't they?
Yeah. We are watching it.
Yeah. I'll watch more rugby tonight than I have all season.
Also, so wait, if a movie stops, how do you buy beer and smokes in high school? What? You buy beer and smokes in high school? I don't know what high school you went to, but normally I would assume it's something dodgy under the table. More than likely, I don't think it would be I think students would be selling to each other for that one. And there's probably an older brother involved in that scenario. And the Highlanders game in Super will be epic. It certainly will be in Kia ora, bro. There says Mr. Lachlan, welcome in and good evening, Donna. There's David the Mod there.
How's it going?
I think now it's going to be Frank Lamani once again going back across. Tetela finding the offload to the hands of Ratu. Now Dere Alangi finding the offload up. They are still continuing to build phase after phase. Or Buzz the movie about Buzz Lightyear. And also Bossy needs the ball there, says Mr. Billy. He certainly does. Currently now Frank Lamani going to be passing it back across here. Still continuing to build. It's actually going to be kicked almost dead from the Brumbies, but they will be going back for the initial one. What you doing? You're on Facebook. Currently 42 minutes out. 42 minutes into this game, I should say. We've got two more games of the URC that will be taking place. The first of which being the game between the Stormers and the Bulls, followed by the game that has taken place between the Lions and the Sharks, which should also be a very entertaining game. Is Mum on the piss lol? No, you haven't been drinking?
No, not at all.
Not at all, apparently.
Just high on life.
High on life. And there you go.
I just drove home, so no, I haven't been drinking.
Currently now about to go for the rolling maul. Or sorry, not the rolling maul, the scrum feed here. And I was hello, Donna, how are you? And it's this Betty Wagon.
I'm good, thanks.
Now Nick White feeds the ball and it's a good push. And the scrum from the Brumbies. Valentini holds it at the back. It's going to be the advantage now. Nick White firing it back across Rodney Iona. Good backline movement opening up for Tom Wright. Ball on the outside to Andy Muirhead. He called for the kick downfield, Tom Wright, but he just wasn't quite going to be able to get it away on the halfway line. Now Rob Valentini, another good carry forward, 40 metres out now for the Brumbies. And it looks like there's an injury for one of the Fijian Drua players, which leaves the massive gap down there. Tom Wright, he just knees that one near the touchline. And gosh, another low-scoring game after the excitement earlier in the day. And also, we have got there, I read that one. And also, Hamish Bro, I don't know, Auntie is here in the streaming. Not quite. She was just over on the side of the room, but she might be joining me for South Africa versus Bangladesh. That almost ended up smacking into a player. Oh, that's a big high tackle there. And that's not good. Just a penalty is what they've called that one. A little bit too high. The player was ducking down just a little bit as well. I think he did realize that he did go a tad too high for that one. Rodney Iona, he had that one. He was actually dipping. It was just Rodney Iona also was dipping as he did slightly lose his footing. Yeah, just on the dual line. Lucky Rodney Iona, he has the headgear on. Put up his hands straight away. The Fijian in the midfield.
It's too late when you've already hit the head.
Oh, that one hasn't found touch, but it is going to be. Oh, no. It's just rolled into touch, unfortunately. And also, she drank all the Truckin's free Heinekens. And there's this Jay. Well, that one, but currently 45 minutes through the game. And Ratu, unfortunately, it went straight through his hands. And then worst thing is he tried to army crawl his way towards the touchline to stop it from going into touch, and it still made it. Yeah, and now the Brumbies, they are going to have themselves another opportunity. And also Hamish Amaya stamina still going strong. Yeah, and yep, we've still got another 6.5 hours left of our rugby gauntlet. The voice isn't going to exist by the end of it, I don't think. And then we've got tomorrow, which is probably another 12 hours. That's going to be a good drive forward here. Billy Pollard goes over. And it is the try to the Brumbies. And they'll be pretty happy with that one, I would think. Their third try of the game, and that will put them in the position of being able to get themselves a bonus point. If it does sit this way at the end of the match, I should mention. But currently 45 minutes through, Pollard does end up scoring it. And also just trying to embarrass you, don't take it personal. And this is it was Aussie cricketer and did Moss. I just bite the dust. There's us his question. It's a good question. Not too sure, but Billy Pollard rolling forward very nicely there.
Do you need a drink of water?
No, I'm good. I got water. Do you want to join me?
No, I'm not good.
No, just observing.
Observing. Just seeing if they've scored a try.
No. No, third try against them now. And also, Hamish Bros have over 401 for 7 at the moment. So you're building very nicely and well. By 6, we had to get the teller 10 Rand. And we're allowed to buy beers and half jacks, no bottles though, where I grew up. Okay, so bit of corruption there, I guess you'd say. I mean, you wouldn't get away with it nowadays, would you? Let's send in someone who's like an undercover agent, just acting like they're younger. And also 401 for 7. That's crazy. He says Aussie Mozzie, good kick. Or in fact, sorry, it's Aussie cricket. That's a good kick though from Nick White. It does go over. And now it is going to be 19 points to 0 in this game between the Brumbies and the Fijian Drua. Who's that, Hamish? And as I says, make sure that is my mother, who will be joining me for the cricket on, I believe, Tuesday night. We will be able to do a little bit of it, won't we?
You reckon I'll still be going?
Maybe, and it will be from 9 o'clock onwards. Fun times.
So what's happening Monday night?
Monday we might also have it.
I like your chances more on Monday.
Might
be all over by Tuesday.
Could be. Definitely a chance, and Hobart to score the next try. And there, as well says Neville. I think the cat is also entering the lounge. Everyone's in the lounge. It's a right party environment at the moment.
I'll better go feed him.
Currently now the Fijian Drua drag down Ratu. It was 35 metres out from the line.
Yeah, see you later.
There you are.
Come on, boys.
Currently the Brumbies have been a pretty well, I guess, established side at the last little while, not really making too many mistakes. And also we got that kindly convey our love to your mum. And as I says, mate, although she has just left the room, but she does normally get plenty of support from you guys when she does join me for the live streams. We will go like that. I'm just checking out the Fiji, or not the Fiji, in fact. Oh, no, it is almost the Fiji game now down the wing. Ball on the inside for the Drua. It's worked out for them, and it's going to be their first try, and it is going to be Ratadal Mara who has been able to score it. And I say, please get a try, Drua. They have just been able to do so. Ratave. In fact, no, that's Ratave. It's not actually going to be Ratadal Mara down on that wing. Interesting. I thought he wasn't having, and also we got there, Billy. There's his Betty Wagon, and also hello, mate. And let's go. And Borkanaru's chat is swarming with Kiwi lads and big outlaws. They're shut right now, Morse. And there's us, says Sebastian, and also we've got there, let's go. And yes, says Tesla. That one as well, but a great offload on the inside to Ratave. Does score the try. And it is now going to be a little bit closer for the Fijian Drua. It should be a nice enough kick here for them as well. Mira, first initial run was good. Then Ratu found the ball on the inside. Perfectly offloaded. Rodney Iona misses the tackle. And Mr. Billy has said yes. And an error as well. Third try of 2022, they have said there for Ratave. So he's been in form. Teller keeps it low. And Teller gets it over. And also big love, lads. I hope you're well. And yes, says Sebastian, and also over there, yes. She's Mr. Billy for that one. There we go, liquid. Gotta love it. But Ratave scores himself the try for that one. And also we have got there, what a beast of a play. He certainly is impressive. And also we have got there, Hamish Bro, 75 runs and 80 balls. Shav Maharaj, 8 for 4 and 3-6. I hit already. Yeah, very impressive from him. That's the thing. He's bowling extremely well, but he is also just playing extremely well in general. Wow, that was a big rush forward. Like his batting has come a long way. I'm passing it back across. Tamani. Taking it nicely, Frank Lamani now with the quick tap taken by the Fijian Drua. They actually do score a majority of their points in the second half of a game of rugby. And this could be, once again, one of those moments that was close to the touchline. Angus Gardner says it's fine, and they are able to continue. Now, around the side, it is going to be Haborsi. Let's try and bump off the tackle. Is unable to get through Hamish, which is the subtle internet connection for YouTube live streaming Wi-Fi on mobile, or suitable, sorry. And streaming as fast as you are streaming in HD. So pretty much the way that we do it is I have to reset my modem every single day, multiple times, to get a decent upload speed of more than about 5 megabytes per second. And from there, that normally gives you something close. And Irish bro, another all-rounder in South Africa is Kisav Maharaj in there. And also we've got the Kishi should be captain. Awesome cricket brain. There's says Gareth. But currently now, the Fijian Drua, they're getting closer to being able to get back in this game. It was actually Langi with the wide cut-out pass, just goes through the hands of Dolakoto. Jumped a bit too high, and also at least the Drua can score points, unlike the Chiefs. Are you saying bitter, but I'll get over it eventually. And there as well says Novum. Yeah, not ideal for them. It's a shame because the Chiefs, I mean, I would like to say that I was wearing the kit, and the kit had nothing to do with that game, I hope, but it just didn't really go the way that the Chiefs would have liked. Now looks like James Slipper making his way off the field. 150 caps he has got for himself, so we've got to give him a bit of an applause there. And same as my internet, it's 40 megabytes download and 3 megabytes upload. It's pretty laggy at times. And Hamish Kisav knows his cricket, never mind bowling and batting. And there's says Gareth. Currently now Scott Seo, he will be making his way out there. Handshake from the coach. And now everyone on the touchline, he gets a wave to a few of the locals. I think that was actually the family section, possibly. Now Pollard, he is off the field, and that will be for Connell McKennery, who is also making his way out there. But Darcy Swain off for Nick Frost. So quite a few changes being made by the Brumbies, and right, the Fijian Drua, the scorer on the lower third banner. That is true. I completely forgot about that. Sorry. One moment, we will go like this, and we will go Fijian Drua. I think I was just admiring the fact that they got that try, but I completely forgot about our lower third banner. But it was Ratave who was able to score it, and he scored it, and we'll give him it in the 48th minute. Even though it was probably a little bit earlier than that, we'll still say 48. That'll do. And also want to beat the 150 caps here. It's pretty impressive to still be going at this stage, and it doesn't look like he's finished yet. It looks like he's still got a little bit more gas left in the tank for him. It was an advantage. Nick Berry gave it in the form of the Brumbies. What I don't understand, how Kishava is not an all-rounder. He's just as good with the bat as he is with his off-spin. It's always the good question, what do you have to do, like, to get to an all-rounder status? Is it because he bats a little bit further down the order that they consider it as not an all-rounder? Because, I mean, like, the number that you bat is just the number that you bat. You change the order all the time. Like, what does your average or something need to be able to get it? And also, bro, it's no number 8 batter. I've hit the century as Pride for South Africa after a long time, says Michelle. Now, currently, the Brumbies are only a couple meters out as it's going to be Tamani trying to shut it down. Now, White goes back across into the hands of Rere Samoni. White got a pass out to Muirhead. Steps on the inside. Hits hard in the midsection by, I believe it was Ratave with the cover defense. Getting ready to pass it back now. Hands of Rory Scott. Back across. It is taken nicely by Tom Hooper. Now Nick White fires it back. Ronnie Ona going out. Ere Samone. Trying to bounce out of that tackle was Len Ikatau. He's almost done just that. Still hanging on to this ball currently. 8 phases in here for the Fijian Drua. Back across. Good attack and run. And they are just continuing to make extra couple meters every once in a while, getting inching closer and closer to the try line. Samone now. Going to be wrestled down there. And back across. Scott Seo. Going forward. Very nicely done here at the moment by the Brumbies. They're up to 11 phases here. And South Africa has unfortunately never seen spin as a real force. And if you spin, you get reduced as part type. And they're all part time in there. Now Andy Muirhead. Oh, you'd have to say that that's a little bit high. Also put his head down in the dirt as well for Ratave. So a little bit of extra aggression. He's saying, come on, give me a little bit more. Well, even as a number 8 batsman in the order, he can easily be an all-rounder. Chris Wokes is the same number 8 all-rounder. Well, that one, and also we get yes, the Chiefs don't score or didn't score today. No, all Chiefs, no Braves to do the work of scoring. There says MH Joy. He got pushed to the side, and then from there, just kind of gives them a little bit of the afters as well. I think that is frustration from Ratave. The fact that the Fijian Drua just haven't quite been able to find their momentum in this one, or at the very least, a bowling all-rounder. Yeah, I feel like bowling all-rounder, surely he gets to earn that Or he really has earned it, hasn't he? But hopefully they change it to it. Unless he just says, no, I'm not really a batsman. I just like to be a bowler. Which I don't know whether or not they get that much of an option. That's going to be not straight there. Oh, this might become a bit of push and shove here very soon. I think both sides are right on the edge of their season. The Sova, he's going out there, and that is going to be for, it was Rasila Sila. It's actually Ravatamara on the sideline, who was going to be starting this match. Kishav can be the next Smith, no lie. And there as well, says Gareth. Nolakoto here is also off the field for Ikanaveri. So quite a few subs being made here by both of the sides. My mum's still in the lounge, or did she leave? I think she might have left. She wasn't here before. I was like, betting is for the week. And there as well, says Sebastian. Currently 55 minutes through this game. Another 25. The Fijian Drua, they have got the potential to win this game. They just need to keep on fighting and fighting and fighting. And no penalties against them. Well, some penalties maybe are a given, but no cynical penalties against them. Currently now about to feed this ball in here for Frank Lamani. Taken nicely off the back, and they are just inside of their own 22 at the moment here for the Fijian Drua as they start to build Ratu ball on the outside. Now to Habosi, almost landed on his teammate. And that one counter right from the Brumbies. You'd have to argue that was possibly a little bit from the side. Now Frank Lamani wide slinging pass out to Tamani. Those two have very similar last names, that is for sure. Now Lamani once again gives it off into the hands of the big number 5. I believe that is not. Oh, actually, that's not Nasila Sila. That is actually going to be Kristen Manimbi. They have that one jumping into the tackle there for the big number 8, Deria Langi. Now the Fijian Drua still continuing to build. Currently in this game, they are sitting as $21 underdogs for this match. It's a penalty to the Fijian Drua now. And March 10 as well. Taking the quick tap now for the Fijian Drua, trying to step around Habosi. Making it a real challenge for the Brumbies defence. And also we've got the Sean Pollock, a last time hit century as bowler as number 8. I'm not too sure if I was wrong. And there as well, but there's going to be a little knock on from the Drua on the ground. And that takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails for them as well. I'm disappointed with that one. They're handling error 6 by the Fijian Drua, 5 by the Brumbies. The Brumbies, they're still leading. But it's that big question of whether or not they will be at the end of this game. Because the Fijian Drua, if they get one more try, they're actually within the 7. Definitely if they can convert it. And Keshav Maharaj will be a South African captain. And there, as I says, Gareth, it looks like Rob Valetini's got some sort of little injury. Halftime in the game between Kenya and Canada, it is sitting 12 points to 7 currently. If anyone curious about that one. But as soon as that game is finished, I will almost be able to tell you exactly who everyone is going to be playing in the quarterfinals. New Zealand have Samoa, though. It's going to be an interesting matchup. And then Australia have Argentina. We've seen that game quite a few times in the past. And then Fiji, they will have more than likely, I would say, the blitz box. Because it will depend on who is the top of South Africa or USA. So whoever wins South Africa, USA for that group will end up taking on... Yeah, whoever wins it gets to take on Fiji. That's a lie. Whoever wins that game takes on Ireland. Whoever loses that game takes on Fiji. So it's actually a harder game to face Fiji, I would say, than Ireland. And also we've got that white ball cricket and across all formats. And 23 minutes to go. Still a lot of rugby. That is true. And I try to draw plays, and Druas can still win. Let's go, Drua. There's Mr. Billy. They've got the support behind them here for the Drua. Currently, 23 minutes, still plenty of time at tests only. Says Gareth for that one. But Ryan Lonergan is another sub that has been made out onto the field here. 19 points to 7 as the current way that it is sitting. Frank Lamani just pulling on the leg a little bit. That's a big push. Oh, the Fijian Drua. Oh, he's got Frank Lamani. So he's actually decided in the end that is what he's going to give his penalty for. So Frank Lamani gave him a little grab. Then after that, they went back. Illegal wheeling is actually the call that they've got on the screen, but it was Mira. They are showing currently, although I don't think it was his fault. Okay. So if you hold him back, he can't get the ball out, is what we just heard. And also Hurricanes versus Moana on Tuesday night. It is indeed. How's the game so far? It's been interesting. I guess I could say it hasn't been an out and out, like freely running game for the Fijian Drua like we normally love to expect. But the Brumbies have been pretty good at shutting down any chance. And Hamishbro Kisha Maharaj out 86 runs innings' end. And that's us, Vishal. So we might have jinxed him a little bit there, perhaps. But now trying to drive their way forward once again here now for the Fijian Drua. Ryan Lonergan goes back across some morning. Good tackle on him in the midsection. Rodney Iona almost had his pants pulled down, but he finds the offload up to Muirhead. Kicks it in behind. Interesting choice there for Andy Muirhead. They're going back for the penalty. 21 entry. So I believe that will be against Retove. No, who's the number 21? I can't quite remember his name. Also, would you keep Timber Bavuma as limited over captain or give it to Quinton de Kock since Quinton is now fully devoted to white ball cricket? I'd hand him the captaincy. He's fabulous. There's also Sebastian. Apparently, it just went a bit wonky, didn't it? For the Brumbies, someone lost their headgear very early on, and also someone's headgear gets falling off every ruck. And there's says Diesel, it keeps falling off. Yeah, I think someone's literally doing it on purpose. They're just grabbing the head and ripping the headgear off. Well, this doesn't look like a good injury. Yeah, I believe that is actually Samu Vorre. Doesn't look like that leg's quite working. Trying to stretch out the knee. Looks like he's going to be all right to continue. And also we have got there Iketel. He is going to be going off the field. And Creighton now is going to be getting an opportunity for himself. There's a random fly somewhere. And I can hear it, but I can't see it. Is it in my hood? No. Where is it? I can literally hear a fly. It sounds very close. Don't know where that flies. And also we got there Islam Pfeiffer take in at the moment as well. Says Michelle, now that's a rolling maul. The Brumbies score another one, and it's Billy Pollard. In fact, no, it's the replacement for Billy Pollard at number 16, who has now been able to get himself McInerney. It had to be a name that I can hardly spell, didn't it? There we go. Kearney had scored that one in the 61st minute of the game. We always got there. It's tinnitus, not a fly in there. And also we have got there, wait, tinnitus. Tinnitus? Is that how you say it? Is it in my hood? No. There's literally a fly that's just chilling somewhere. And it's living its best life. And I have no idea where it actually is. If Fijian Drua fire, good on them. There says Danny Lewis. And also Biz. There's Paddy Wagon there as well. Just looking around. And whether or not I can spot that fly. Currently now, Ryan Lonergan about to line up this kick. Goal kicks last week. He got a 101. So he's got a 100% record for the last week. Nicely done. Ryan Lonergan for his first shot of the night. I wouldn't mind a Fijian holiday right now, says Danny Lewis. He's watching the stream live in person. Damn flies in there. And that one's gone over. So now the score is going to be 26 to the Boundaries. The Boundaries? The Brumbies. I think I was trying to say boundary because I was looking at a cricket score as well at the same time. The Brumbies. And then alongside that, it is going to be the Fijian Drua sitting on 7. Currently now, it looks like Habosi, he's got some heavy strapping on that arm and also on the head. Kicking it off now, nicely taken by, I believe that's Big Nick Frost. Came off the bench for this one, but it is Samu Vorre coming off the field, and that is for Kuravoli. Is now out there as well. So plenty of subs being made by both of these sides. With still 18 minutes left. You have to wonder whether or not the stamina side of things might come into it in the later stages of this competition. Currently, the game that is taking place between Kenya and Canada is sitting at 12 points to 7 for anyone wondering about that. But whoever wins the game between South Africa and the USA, they will be playing up against Ireland. Whoever loses that game will be going head-to-head with Fiji. Now, ball's going back. Nice kick forward here. Jumping on it very nicely there for Rodney Iona. And also we have got there 10. It is ringing in the ears caused by constant loud noises when you don't wear earmuffs. I feel like you were sitting there going, this guy's he's thick, and he like he just doesn't know anything. If you and George were stuck in an island, or stuck in an island, or on I assume it's on an island, what is one item you would bring? Says Danny. One item. So I know that you're not really allowed to answer this with like, what would the, like some people say food or water, shelter, a house, a boat. I mean, a boat would be a decent option, but I assume I'm only, what's my budget for my one item I'm allowed, Danny? Do let me know. And also, I would keep Timber. He's done well. Quinny would keep betting, or will keep betting, but in the South African community test cricket, it's still the pinnacle as well. Well, it's still a heated area. And the fact that Timber, there says Gareth. I feel like I struggled to read that, but I got there in the end. That's all that matters. But the end, it's okay. Did end up going down. And also, then a lot of young people don't know what tinnitus is until they get older and get tinnitus. And I feel like I say it very wrong, don't I? Andrew, I need to play slow at the breakdown and regroup their lines better. And they need to slow the hell down, man. Says Tesla, and also just rushing all the movements, creating mistakes. And also, is Kuravuli playing second 5/8? I believe he's close to it. One moment, I'll see how the back line's set up, because I know that they've still got Titella. So I think he is going to get fly off. And yeah, they might actually have him at the second option. And under $100, you can only bring something that is portable. $100, that's not a lot. I was going to say a fishing rod, but you probably get a really bad one for under $100. A water purifier, can you get one of those for under 100 maybe? Machete, can I get more than one item if I spend less than your $100? Because Kmart would certainly have something. Me and George went to a shop up the road and they had machetes for like a $5, which is very concerning when you think about it. We didn't buy one in the end because we decided we wouldn't really need a machete. But now at the back line, going to be close for the Fijian Drua. Get him forced sideways. Still available short side. I think maybe Ratave has got himself another try right near the touchline. And that is going to be now 65 minutes through. Does get himself his double. And this one, and now he's got 4 tries throughout this season of Super Rugby. Oh, very nicely on Nisi Ratave. He was initially not in the starting lineup for this one. Come on, the Fijian Drua, says Edwin. And that one, $100 worth of KFC. That would get you, that wouldn't even get you that far though, would it? When you think about it, God, for God's sake, don't buy George a machete. That is what I said. He was like, can I get, no, George, you cannot get a machete. At most, you can get, what did he get in the end? I think he bought Isaac some fluffy handcuffs for his girlfriend. As I imagine, George with the machete. There says Danny Lewis, and also we haven't got there. Woo, says Tesla. And also, hey, Kiwi lads, how's it going? I have my friend Corey at my house today. Tomorrow, I'm going to soccer with Freed. Aaron, who do you want me to say hi to from you? I guess the whole group. You don't want to leave anyone out, of course. So they will feel slightly off to the side. Brown machete. Yeah, I know. Just sitting there. It was a large one as well. Like, you could literally hold it in the shop. This was like a cheap, like, dollar store-ish version of a shop. And they had machetes. I mean, I bought some snippers for the garden, cicateers, as they're called, because my dad did need some. And also, we have got, I wouldn't trust George with a spork. Nah. I just said this classic Kiwi saying, didn't I? But he is a dangerous man with a can. Even, like, you don't know what the man's going to do with things. Like, he'll grab a lemon off one of our trees and just throw it, like, down the street. And it's like, why? Why'd you do that? And he just goes, went far, didn't it? Like, yeah, well, it did, but you just threw it way over there. What was the point in that? And also, even a stick would be bad as well, says Petty. Yeah, they once found a stick and they put it across our driveway. So I would agree with that one. Currently now it is going to be Frank Lamani passing it back across field. And Nasila once again getting another carry for $100. Probably solar panels, a small one. There's a decent point. Although, what are you paneling? Or what are you solar paneling? I guess, what is your thing? I guess you're having your phone, maybe. You need a waterproof one. And George's greatest gift is his unpredictability. Yep. It's a blessing and a curse. but it always leads to something that we've never seen before in a video. Currently now 12 minutes left. The Brumbies once again going to be crash balling this one up just a little bit more. It's up Jay Hayes. And as I said earlier, and also g'day car wash guy. Without Tom Wright. Stepping back on the inside quite nicely. And also, Hamish, you want to be a farmer? Not particularly. Depends what type of farm. Like a crop farmer maybe, but an animal farmer, nah. Don't think I got that like kind of in me. But I'd like to be able to drive a tractor. I do a bit of it on Farming Simulator. And George buying handcuffs for your friend's girlfriend. I wonder why George is buying handcuffs for. And there says Danny, it was pretty much because it was his birthday. So he just decided to do it. It's part of a vlog that never came out. So there was reasoning behind it. He wouldn't normally do it if it wasn't part of a vlog. But, yeah, vlog never came out. Now, currently, almost going through the gap. And also, wheat ground farmer, yes. Regular farmer, no. And there says Tesla. Now, currently, another knock on there from the Brumbies. Brumbies, I should say. Can't say the Brumbies today. I think it's because I've been saying all of these Fijian Drua names. And also, how about harvesting ganja buds in a greenhouse? I mean, it'd be an interesting experience. And 12 minutes ago, 14 points difference. Can the Drua catch up? They have been able to score 2 tries in 3 minutes. 3 tries in 5 minutes. But this is going to be a monumental challenge here because they need 2 tries converted to just get to the draw. Handcuffs for the bedroom. And there says Denny. Not at all. It's handcuffs for just in case they need to make a citizen's arrest or anything along those lines. And I've just finished about a week's worth of Virgin River edits for my fan account, so I don't have to worry about making edits during the week, relax during the whole school holidays. That fly's still about. It's mocking me. It's having a laugh. Where it's ended up, I can't see it though. No, that's not it. Now Frank Lamani on the 22 now, continuing to try and fire wide. That's going to be backwards. They do say that one's now forwards. Okay. Going to be going back. Like they're saying, it's a hot night in Brisbane at the moment. Titans need 2 converted tries to win. And there, as well says Jay, are they currently playing in the NRL? One moment. All they are. I do see it there. The Gold Coast Titans up against the Eels, 20 points to 26 currently, and also to draw perform their haka. They did indeed. So, yeah, it was a nice little moment at the start of the game. I'm looking forward to seeing the Moana Pacifica versus Fijian Drua Huckers. Like, that's going to be some intensity out there on the field. That's sure. Like, carrying meters, the draw actually having an extra 100. They just scored, says Jay. They did. Also, Pity grew up as a big farmer, had cattle and ewes. And there as well says Gareth. Oh, that must not have that much time left in that game, Gareth. Or not Gareth, sorry. Like 77 minutes in currently. So is the score 26 to 20, or is it Parramatta Eels a little bit further ahead? Currently now, big push from the Brumbies. Goes down. It's not straight across, guys. That's what Nick Berry does inform them of. But currently 9 minutes left now in this game. But the next game that we are going to be covering on the channel, it is going to be the matchup between the Stormers and also the Bulls. So be sure to check that out. Also at 11:45, we have got a video coming out for the lineups of those two sides. So be sure to give that a watch. As on 26 to 20. And there says Jay, and also we've got that George would be awesome with a chainsaw if there was a zombie apocalypse in there. Who do you prefer, Fiji Drua or Moana? Says Timothy Tomasi. I mean, I enjoy watching both of them, to be honest. Overall, like, I love seeing both of them included in the competition. I probably follow, when it comes to, I guess it's also saying, I don't know. I enjoy watching both of them. Fiji and Drua, it's exciting seeing them get to go up against the Australian sides. Moana Pacifica, it's exciting seeing them go up against the New Zealand sides type thing. I'm passing it out the back line. Yeah, Tom Wright just ankle tap there. I might have just lost the footing and also just got back home from the local football team. And the local football team here had a big game. I live near the stadium and it's getting rowdy outside. And there says Fletcher. Yeah, everyone getting behind the boys by the sounds of it. What was the score in that game? Fletcher, do let me know. Currently now, Ryan Lonergan. Passing it back across here. Ronnie Iona. Now Andy Muirhead drawing past near the touchline. Ollie Sats, but just not having the space to be really effective in that situation. And currently there, I believe it was actually Luke Rama knocked it out of the hands of the number 23 for the Fijian Drua. Oh, something else I will check in on is that game that was taking place for the 7 side of things. Two high-scoring games in the A-League, I do see. It's Melbourne victory 3-0 against Melbourne City, 4-0 for Sydney over the Central Coast Mariners for their matchup. And full-time in the Kenya versus Canada game, it is 24-7. So now in a minute and a bit, the game between South Africa and USA will be taking place. And I don't think we'll quite know who's going to win that game by the end of this game, unless, of course, one of the sides score like 30 points in the first half. Now it is going to be Ikanaveri with a line-out throw. The line-outs have been a rough part. Dolokoto just didn't quite go too well. What's the game you and George play? We are on that island. And as I says, Jay Hayes, game where you're on that island. Are we talking Far Cry 6 maybe? Or Far Cry 5? One of the two possibly? Oh, or Ark. It might be Ark. Is it the one with the dinosaurs? RJ, do let me know. We need to get the Ark back up and running. There was a massive dinosaur near our house, and we knew it was going to be a monumental challenge to try and take it out, and we haven't actually played it since. I feel like it won the intimidation battle. Currently 73 minutes through the game here. Fijian Drua, they need 2 converted tries to get themselves back to an even playing field. Lineouts 1-3. And actually, lineouts not straight 2. Taking the quick tap now for the Fijian Drua. Yes, Ark is a really good game. And then Ark here says Jay Hayes. But yeah, it is a fun one. Like, once you learn what all the dinosaurs like do and whatnot, it does make a lot more sense. But until then, you're just pretty much completely in the unknown of, like, we would just build a house if we were allowed to. We'd probably just try and build a hotel. Interception almost down. It's going to be knocked on. I said that wasn't cynical there. And also going to get piss fleshing. And that's also we have got there. So why do you poo where you stand, and why do you pick up and keep your own poo in there? I guess it's kind of, what would you say? It's fertilizer, isn't it? I guess they didn't have toilets back in the day. And also Oxford United versus Sutherland, Division 1, play for the playoff spot. Knockout is in 2.5 hours. And also get piss fleshing. And also we have got there. Haven't watched the Kangaroo Premier in quite some time. Welsh football fans are quite fun. This is Sebastian. Currently now it's going to be another scrum feed for the Fijian Drua. I'd love to see a game in Australia go to Golden Point. And RK says, Jay, for that one. So yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe fertilizer, or you're like, yeah, I don't know. I just keep it because I like to clean up the mess. George just leaves it around the place, like, which would pretty much be like if we were real life cavemen. Probably the same thing. That fly's still about somewhere. Fijian Drua now using their back line. Tititala goes off to Frank Lamani. It's a big knock on. And on the halfway line now, it's just going nuts. It's not our night, boys. Just didn't quite stick. It's looking quite slippery out there, though, currently. It's a hot night at Suncorp Stadium. It's certainly a bit of a pressure cooker. And Titans lost by 6. There'll be some fireworks tomorrow in there, says Jay. I guess that's the thing. You see the Titans scores, and you always know it's either going to be good, it's going to be bad. And this one will probably be one of the second ones. That one, I live in England. Says Fleshing for that one. Currently now, Suva from $30, I believe that says. Nice. It was me yawning, but I tried to not yawn. It didn't work, though. Actually, probably meant worse because I tried not to yawn. Currently now, is going to be the Fijian Drua, who do have to try and defend the scrum of the Brumbies. They're currently still sitting on the halfway line here. I'm being told to feed that ball in. That's exactly what they have been able to do. It's a big push once again. It's going to be another advantage for the Brumbies. The ball pops out the back to Ryan Lonergan. Wide cut out past Ollie Sats, but the Hawke's Bay representative. There are a lot of guys who play for Hawke's Bay, that is for sure. But now Ratu, he has gone off the field, and that's actually for Togi Atama. Interesting. They've taken a fullback off for a guy in the 4-pack, I believe. And also, wherever they are, Oxford, yeah, they have huge games in League One. The fight is for the promotion spot between them and Sutherland. Promotion playoffs. And there as well, says Sebastian. Okay, they're just giving us a random update. And also, we have got there was going to be a hard slog for the Drua to beat the mighty Brumbies. Yeah, the Brumbies at the moment, they're looking very strong in this competition. And you'd have to argue, with so many wins coming over the Australian sides, they've almost confirmed themselves in the top 8. which is going to be pretty awesome for them. Same with the Reds. I'd say that they are just high enough to be able to last in that top 8 throughout the rest of the games going forward. USA are beating South Africa 7-0. That's a big one. And whoever wins that game goes on to face Ireland. Whoever loses it goes on to face South Africa. And also, Amos, do you think you can climb a coconut tree and get some coconuts? Probably not overall. I'd say the best way to do it for me would be chucking a rock at it and hoping I hit it. Because other than that, like, I don't have any grip, I wouldn't say. I was like, yeah, they both have rowdy fans and Brumbies, but pretty much have a field night with the back and set pieces, says Sammy Sosa. Yeah, they've been pretty dominant. And now looking at this one, the wide cutout pass, sitting up to Tom Wright. Another yawn. That's not good. Nick Frost, a little bit juggly. And they're more, but currently, I mean, if the Fijian Drua get themselves a converted try here, they get themselves the bonus point at the least. Lamani going back across. Now trying to pierce the gap. Matawalu wrestled down. Just outside of the 22 now. The draw and pass is starting to open up. It's a good run forward from the big number 21. It's being dropped again. It's just happening too often in this game. And also with salvage a bonus point with a converted try in this match, they would indeed. If they can get one more try, they will get themselves the bonus point, although we are now up to 77 minutes. I should mention I was a little bit behind for the scoreboard, so I do apologise for that one. But the next game that we are going to be doing on the channel, it is the Springboks. That's a lie. It's South Africa taking on the Bulls. And also George would use Hamish as a battering ram to hit the palm tree trunk until the coconut falls. Yep. Probably. And he would have a big smile on his face while doing it. And I mean, the handling here is just there's been a lot throughout this game. It must be more slippery out there than we anticipated for this game, because it just keeps on dropping out of the hands, unfortunately. Oh, it's actually blue line out. They've got one last attacking opportunity here for the Fijian Drua. And currently, that's the thing, the Brumbies, they have got themselves 4 tries in this game. So it's either you risk giving the Fijian Drua a bonus point for the chance of you getting your own bonus point. That's why George needs a machete chop in there as well. I think it would take less than 5 minutes for George to accidentally cut himself with a machete. Because he could be like, oh, I wonder how sharp this is. Oh, yeah, no, that slashed through the hand. Yep, that is quite sharp, actually. I feel like that's the mindset of, like, test it on yourself rather than testing on, like, a fruit or something. And I need to put super glue on their hands. There says Tesla. I think that was almost a knock-on on the ground as well, but they have let it slide just for now. Another yawn. Get him through them now. They've been told to stay there just for now. Now, Kuravoli passing it off nicely. The Fijian Drua almost stole a no. So on the side of Lamani, someone else's scrum cap has been ripped off once again. It has been a common occurrence throughout the game. Looks like there's some sort of injury for the Fijian Drua. Also, big hit there. I believe that was a low, hard strike in the midsection from Tom Hooper. Once again, cut out pass. Number 17 having a bit of a run. Salvoli there, they have just mentioned. I didn't actually know who that was because I know that Herete Hatit, and it's the field wet. I don't think it's hugely wet. I think it's just maybe a little bit humid and a bit slippery out there, perhaps. But I wouldn't say that it's wet from like rain or anything like that. That's a counter ruck from the Brumbies. Andy Muirhead, ball on the outside for Satspit, and they are looking to try and get themselves a try here right at the end of the game for the Brumbies. And if they do get it, they get themselves a bonus point. If George and Hamish were on an island, I reckon it will end once there is no food. George will eat Hamish in there. I reckon in the end, the thing is, though, that's a try to the Brumbies, I should say. I almost said the Rebels for a second there, but literally, if it got to that, I feel like I would actually just volunteer myself, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, I feel like I'd just be like, mate, you're gonna need me to survive. Just don't eat my eyeballs, because that'll be weird. Like, we'll have a weird connection then. Don't eat the dick. Other than that, you know, it's a free game. It's in the 80th minute. That's Tom Wright, who's been able to score that one for his second try. Oh, the match now moist. And there, as I says, it was Jay. And also we have got there, how will they pass? And there, and also they don't. Beats dropping the ball, says Tesla. Tom Wright scores the bonus point try there for the Brumbies. and they will walk away from this game with yet again another 5 points. So they take first position back off of the Blues. So the Blues will drop down to second. And also, was it a try confirmed? It was indeed. So now Ryan Lonergan, he just needs the tee. And that is going to be the bonus point for the Brumbies. And he has been able to get that kick over as well. So the score at the end of this game, it is going to be 33 points to 12. And it is a very nice win in the end. I see that in the first half of that South Africa versus USA Sevens game, it is actually in favour of the USA 7-0 currently. That would be pretty awesome to see. I mean, if they broke the streak now, that would be huge for them. But the next ones that we have got coming up, it is going to be 2 games of the URC. And also alongside that, we have still got quite a few other live streams for the night, possibly with some Champions Cup coming up relatively soon, if the voice does allow it, of course. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Titans lost, Drua lost. Well, now Blazers' blood pressure is doing probably not the best, I want to think, just at this current point in time, but hopefully they have some good wins next week. And they do lower it down slowly. And Hamish is I wish, don't eat my eyeballs or my balls. Apart from that, we all good. And also passing with purpose and catching the ball is something for the Drua to think about on the basis since ACT are just having their way with the Fijian self-inflicted errors. And there as well. And also Bulls also lost. And there says Jay, that is true. The Chicago Bulls, halftime 7-0 at the moment. And also, contrary as usual, we'll see you all tomorrow for the 7th. So, yep, we will see you later on. And also the URC a little bit later on tonight. In 2 minutes' time, there's actually a video going up on the channel. So be sure to check that out as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. We will see you all